staying and talking.
And we're so honored to have you here, so thank you for being with us in Palm Springs. I'll turn it over to the audience in just a moment, but tell us a little bit about, first of all, congratulations on your directorial debut.
Thank you.
Yes, tell us a little bit about how the project came to be and the inception of it.
Sure, I grew up around this, not my family, I would tell you, I would. Not my family, but around it, and it was the young girls that I ran from, and the violence that I saw, and the rage of these young women, grade school, stayed with me, haunted me. I didn't understand it, and then everything I was around was so violent, and I chalked it up to, well, I guess they're pretty pissed about what their dads do. Maybe that's what it is. And as I got into the world, I left Staten Island around 18, and I got into the world and I started to get into the business, and over time, their rage and their anger is something that I kind of understood myself. And it wasn't because my family was suddenly in the business, it was because I felt stuck. I felt stuck in a box that I didn't agree with. As not only being female and having to hit a ceiling and beauty standards and all that other stuff, but it was in a business where I was put in a box, told who I was, and I thought, oh, that's where it came from, because these girls were born into a slot, being in these families, and they didn't have a choice. And they were like caged animals, and that's what it was. And then going through the years and seeing these mafia genres depict being an Italian American, which I am, depict these men, so glorify them, but yet we don't see the women, really. And I did. And I thought, why haven't we seen this? So it took very many years of me pitching it around and no one caring, because they said no one really cares about female stories, and that's still very much true. They say that. And it's been quite the road to get here. I wrote it, directed it, produced it, acted in it, mortgaged my house to pay for the rest of it. And I did it because I didn't want to be placed in a box. And I was so tired of hearing myself complain about wanting for better and wanting for more for what we see on screen, but wanting more for different point of views. And I said, well, stop complaining because no one's calling, so do it. And that's why I did it. So to stand here now with an audience is huge to us, especially not having distribution yet, and having beautiful reviews, and being told by a business that still audiences don't care about the female point of view of this, and audiences don't care unless you have big stars, and it goes deep. You guys should only know how many films, beautiful films that are out there that you're never seeing. It's really sad. So the support really means the most to us. So if you did enjoy the movie, I would ask you to please vote for us, because it really does change things for us. And it also, thank you, if I can also say, it also really gives you a voice. Because like I said, you don't realize how many beautiful films you're not seeing, because there's about 10 of the same kind of people that are buying these films, and they're from one singular point of view, and that shapes our culture. It tells us who we are, it tells us who our neighbor is, it tells us about our world, and that's coming from one point of view. And that's really not okay, so it's so important to support these independent films.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. And it's truly inspiring. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes that, audience goers don't realize.
We don't have enough wine
to
tell you everything that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
There's not enough today.
It's not enough. Let's go to the audience. Raise your hand.
Wine? Anyone have any wine?
Money.
This conversation.
A lot of money.
A lot of money. And wait, you can't even get to that unless you get distribution. So this is what people don't understand. You need the distribution. You need it to then run a certain amount of time in a certain amount of cities. Then you need, for an Oscar campaign, you need the minimum of $100,000. We are a small, I don't have any more houses to mortgage. So you need grassroots. You need the people to go, I want to see this. I want to see it. I want to go online. Because that's how the buzz, I keep telling everyone, we're going to be Rocky. This movie's going to be Rocky because nobody cared about Sylvester Stallone. Nobody cared about Rocky. Nobody cared what he had to say. And that film went from this, grew and grew and grew because of the people. And that's what needs to happen here. And we're not stopping. We're not stopping. But you see those people at the Oscars, you're like, wow, Nicole Kidman again. That's wild. How that happened? And you're like, we love her. She's fantastic. But it's because the money's behind that. You're missing so many beautiful performances. Like, seriously, we could talk about 5 or 6 movies that we've seen that are glorious, that are amazing. We have a 90 on Rotten Tomatoes. These have 92 now. They beat half the things that are out there. They don't have distribution.
I saw someone in the back, yes.
I applaud you back, and I want to say to you, that's exactly what the movie is about. It's not about, that's what I keep saying, this movie is not about mafia. It's not about the mafia. It's about finding a voice in a world that keeps telling you not to have one. And it's crazy because this film is taking the exact same thing. The guys go, yeah, it's great, but we're not going to distribute it because we don't want to see women like that. They say, oh my God, this is mafia, but it's the girls. I'm the first woman to be in this genre.
Yeah.
I don't know if they want that. Yes. I do too.
Yeah,
that's
right?
why we gotta keep going.
Yes, yes.
I want to say to that, and I agree. You know, there's a lot of slogans out there. Women helping women, and I say it's a slogan because I had some really big, powerful friends, and I said, can you just read my script? If you just put your name on it, it's gonna help us. And they didn't have the time. They didn't have the this. These women, they got in the hole because this was a hole. They got in the hole with me and started to dig each other out. I'm not gonna cry, but I firmly believe if we keep doing that for each other, we can change things. But we gotta get them all to come with us. So that's why I thank you for your support, and that's why I won't stop until the movie is out there.
Yes.
I will not stop, but it's gonna take your help.
Yeah, absolutely.
Many of them have gone to jail. Some of them have died. Some of them have gone into selling drugs. I will tell you, one of them, she did manage to do some stuff after jail, after having a really hard life. She was one of the girls that I was really frightened of growing up, because when they said, I'm gonna kill you, I was like, they could kill me. They could kill me. And be like, my dad, you know who my dad is? He's gonna kill you. He's gonna kill your dog that sits on the street. And I'm like, oh my God, get the dog in the house. But it was the truth. And she actually came to the premiere in Tribeca. And I got scared for a second. I was like, is this girl coming to kill me? And she came over to me, and I have to say, it was one of the greatest compliments. And she just said, very simply, you nailed it. She said, you nailed it. So, yeah, that was huge, because she had a very, very, very bad, sad relationship with her dad. But they don't get out, and that's the story.
Yeah, we have another question.